What a week it was for the great Albert Pujols on the Cardinal road trip, which started in Cincinnati at Great American Ballpark, where the Cardinals took 3 of 4. Why? Well, a big reason. Albert went 9 for 19 and drove in 5. The road trip continued on. An emotionally charged 2-game series at Wrigley Field. Albert went 5 for 8, 3 home runs, including that great day yesterday. Now the team is home. What will Albert do next? 2-0 pitch in into right field. Is it enough? Get going. Gone! Home run, Pujols. He wins it. On a sweltering night in downtown St. Louis, it's the first of a 2-game set with the Milwaukee Brewers. The Cardinals come in with the best record anywhere you want to look in Major League Baseball. And you look at the Cardinals' division lead, 9.5 games over second place Cincinnati. The Cubs are 10 out. And you go with any division. The Cardinals have the biggest lead. They have that best record. Anywhere you look, it has been an incredible start to this season for the St. Louis Cardinals. Joe Buck and Al Roboski with you. Well done, my man. Well done through Cincinnati and Chicago. And I think people all across this city, all across the Midwest, are still talking about that game yesterday. A ridiculous, incredible win that the Cardinals came away with at Wrigley.
Gee, I didn't think I got any hits or didn't pitch very well.
I'm giving you the credit.
But you know what? Our Cardinal guys are doing a great job. Unbelievable. And you know what? It all starts with team. I think the bullpen is what set it up, and Cal Eldred was really my star. No matter how many offensive stars there were, it all started with Cal Eldred restabilizing that game, putting up some zeros, allowing the offense to get back in, and then the rest of the bullpen followed suit.
Offensive stars, you can say it for Albert Pujols yesterday. You can say it really for the entire month of July. With our Bank of America higher standards, he is first in the National League in home runs, RBIs, second in average. And I would say this, he's really done it quietly because while everybody's talking about the Cardinals as a group, nobody's really picking up any individual as carrying this ball club.
Yeah, and you know, he's almost right off his career pace, what he's done in his remarkable first 3 years. We made the point on Monday night, before yesterday's game, Albert Pujols was having this good season. Everybody thinks Jim Edmonds is having a down year. He was 2 home runs away and 4 RBIs away from Pujols. And we all know about Scott Rowland. Womack is that table setter. Renteria. You know, as a team, they're hitting over 300 in the month of July. And so this is just really good baseball. But it all starts with starting pitching.
One guy nobody's really talking about from yesterday's win at Wrigley, So Taguchi. When we come back, Dan will have more on the Cardinal outfielder. 3-1 driven into deep left field. Did he do it off of Farnsworth? He has! Cardinals baseball rolls on FSN Midwest. The Cardinals here at Busch Stadium undefeated in their last 11 home series. Big crowd expected tonight. Welcome back to Busch Stadium. A hot, steamy night. 95 degrees our game time temperature, and we're just moments away from Cardinals baseball. On the recent road trip in which the Redbirds only dropped 1 game, so many heroes to talk about. Yesterday it was Albert Pujols, but another player to talk about is So Taguchi. Whether it be the bunt in Cincinnati, and this is our Bank of America higher standard, driving in Reggie Sanders in a victory over the Reds, or defensively in left field, this drive by Corey Patterson. Taguchi, a standout on the recent road trip to Cincinnati and Chicago. And who could forget this one? A 96-mile-an-hour fastball turned around by Taguchi and hit out of the ballpark at Wrigley Field in Chicago to tie the ball game up yesterday. And of course the Cardinals won it in dramatic fashion. The Milwaukee Brewers come into town. They trail the Cardinals by 11.5 games. Victor Santos will get the start tonight, and it'll be Woody Williams for the St. Louis Cardinals. As we head to break, the Brewers, one of the surprises this year in the National League Central. Ned Yost, the Brewers in charge, coming up. Wow. Deep and gone off the bat of Overbeck. First pitch of the evening from Woody Williams is a strike to Podsednik, and we're underway on a Wednesday night, and there is a big crowd on hand tonight for this action against the Milwaukee Brewers. It is Podsednik, Counsell, and Jenkins, the first 3, and Woody Williams carries with him his 6-6 record out to the hill. The Cardinals half of the Advanced Auto Parts pitching matchup.
3-0 with an ERA under 3 in his last 6 starts.
That's on the outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Has anybody paid any attention to this guy? He has become one of the better leadoff hitters in Major League Baseball. Now, there aren't many from which to choose, but this guy's one of the best. Good pitch. Woody doesn't get the call. It's 2-2.
Leads the National League with 36 steals, and I think he was robbed of the Rookie of the Year a year ago.
Next pitch is low, and the count's full. Podsednik trying to set the table for Counsell and Jenkins as the Milwaukee Brewers come into this game at 47-45, 11.5 out behind the Cardinals in the division. 3-2 pitch. Podsednik grounds to the right of Womack for a base hit. You remember how this season started with the Milwaukee Brewers taking it to the Cardinals 3 of 4, and Podsednik was right in the middle of every rally for Milwaukee. Southwest Airlines starting lineup for the Brewers. Facing Williams has Podsednik, then Counsell and Jenkins. Overbay, Grieve, and Bill Hall. Wes Helms, Gary Bennett does the catching, and Victor Santos, a 9-game winner, 9-3, is on the mound for the Brewers.
Talk about an overachieving ball club, the smallest payroll in all of baseball. Milwaukee Brewers.
Counsell holds it high and waits and waits too long. You can't hold those hands up that high too long.
No, you can't.
Or you just have to get out and say, I have to bring them down and rejuvenate my arm.
You know, Woody accomplishes 2 things. He takes the spring and life out of the legs of a base stealer, but the arm strength of a hitter.
How has Woody Williams done against Craig Counsell in his career? That's our 4 dealers key matchup, and I guess this would be a key hitter. Bridging the gap between the leadoff man Podsednik and the number 3 hitter Jenkins, and then Overbay, who's having an incredible season his first year with Milwaukee.
Look at those hands.
1 ball, 1 strike from Woody Williams.
Not that you teach anyone that batting stance, and of course Woody Williams is really doing things much better. He has won 3 straight and 5 of his last 6 decisions. 2 no decisions last 2 times out there, but both Cardinal victories.
Check on the runner, Podsednik. Even with Matt Morris in his start yesterday, he has the short outing, can't get through 2 innings, and he comes away in a situation where the Cardinals at least won the ball game, getting him off the hook with an incredible comeback.
And Matt said it was the happiest he ever been with a 4 outing.
Here comes a 1-1 to Counsell. It's popped up with a runner going. It looks like it'll stay in play for Rowland. 1 on, 1 out, and back to first is Podsednik. Jenkins coming up. We go around the horn, brought to you by Auto Tire, and a big plus for this Cardinal team is the defense, and tonight it's Taguchi in the outfield. Dan talked about his day yesterday at Wrigley and really what he's done all season. Edmonds, Sanders joining him with Roland, Renteria, Womack, Pujols, Matheny catching Williams, and that catch that Taguchi made yesterday at the top of the ivy was fantastic.
Hey, he kind of messed up his day. Nobody talked about the catch after the home run.
His game-tying home run, which led to the, in essence, game-winning home run by Albert Pujols, his 3rd of the day.
Mr. Jenkins celebrating his 30th birthday today.
He shares a birthday with Robin Williams and Ernest Hemingway. Here's Podsednik running. Matheny's got a shot at him. Great try, but safe is Podsednik with his 37th steal of the season. Matheny bounced it in. Renteria did a terrific job at digging it out, but it's a runner at second, 1 out.
Also, Jack Vooch, you know, our buddy Vooch, 10 years old today. He's hoping to be playing at Busch Stadium someday, and maybe he will, as he's only 10 years old. Happy birthday, Jack.
Is that it? Is that where the list ends?
Yep. Robin Williams.
Robin Williams, I said that. Here's a 2-0 to Jenkins.
Cat Stevens.
That might drop in. That's into left center field. It carries all the way to Taguchi, 2 out. Cat Stevens, right. Josh Hartnett, one of your favorite actors.
John Lovett.
John Lovitz. And Al Roboski.
Oh, he died.
Happy birthday, Al.
I stopped celebrating a long time ago.
You can't even accept a happy birthday? What are you, Elizabeth Taylor all of a sudden?
Oh.
What male doesn't enjoy his birthday? I mean, get over it. Runner at second, 2 out, and the batter is Overbay, who's driven in 62. Start calling you Miss Taylor. That's outside for ball 1.
Okay.
Overbay is tied with those 62 RBIs for 10th in the league, and he is hitting .344, and he should have been an all-star.
Yeah, hard to deny the great season he's having.
Really getting his first real crack at everyday action, and that deal just looks better and better and better that the Brewers made coming into the year. Something we talked about the first 4 games of the season.
Well, you couldn't help but talk about Overbay, 62 RBIs on the year, but he's yet to drive in a run in the second half.
A 2-0 pitch. Good fastball on the outside corner, 2-1. Here's more on that trade. Richie Sexson, who unfortunately hurt his shoulder and is out for the season with the Arizona Diamondbacks. And for one Richie Sexson, you get Capuano, Moeller, Overbay, who looks like a stud, Counsell, and Spivey, who's hurt and working his way back. That's low, 3-1.
Joe, and when they first came here right out of spring training, they told me that Jorge De La Rosa, a left-hander they got in that deal, may be the best of the bunch. So there's more coming. And they already have, the Milwaukee Brewers, the most talent of any minor league system.
That's low to put Overbay on and bring to the plate Ben Grieve. A hit, a foul out, a stolen base, Jenkins flied out, now a walk to Overbay, and it's up to Ben Grieve, who's hitting .271.
Woody Williams has handled Ben Grieve in the past. He's 0 for 10 on the season against him. This is the first time they've faced each other. He's 0 for 7 on this current road trip and 0 for his last 13. You don't want to talk about the due factor because he's due.
Runners on at first and second, 2 out. Grieve takes high for ball 1. Woody Williams with his 6-6 record, his 4.28 ERA, is trying to get into a groove here. The 1-0. Big rip by Grieve. 1 ball, 1 strike. "19 pitches so far in the first inning for Woody Williams against this Milwaukee team, hitting .255 as a group, and they're in the bottom half of the National League.
Has summer arrived yet?
It's here. Strike 2. Good breaking ball from Woody Williams. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yeah, it is muggy, to say the least.
Pitchers try to go out there and be very efficient, but sometimes this doesn't happen that way.
2 on, 2 out. Grieve has to put the arms up. 2-2. On deck is Bill Hall. The Milwaukee Brewers tonight will have Victor Santos, a right-hander, on the mound, taking on this red-hot Cardinal club.
Mike Maddox, the pitching coach for Ned Yost, has done an outstanding job with several of the pitchers.
Got him on the inside corner, and the first half inning is history. A hit, a walk, 2 left. Cards come to bat against Santos. No score in St. Louis. Santos, part of a very good rotation for the Milwaukee Brewers, and as you said, Al, they're kind of getting even earlier returns on some of their young talent, and this is a Milwaukee franchise that is at the beginning, they hope, of a revival, and Santos should be a big part of it.
Yeah, this guy was a big pitcher of the year for the Detroit in their minor leagues a couple years ago, then went to Colorado and kind of bombed out as he got Denveritis. And then he was with Texas. They kind of gave up on him. Milwaukee scouted him, liked his arm. They saw him in winter ball, and he's worked very well with Maddox, and he's a big winner. 9-3.
9-3, and here is the Cardinal lineup. It starts with Womack. Cardinals trying to get him hot again. Renteria, Pujols, Roland, Edmonds, Sanders, Matheny, Taguchi batting 8th. And Woody Williams pitching and batting 9th. Strike 1.
Santos has a pretty good sinking fastball. A lot of times you get ahead with just kind of a lazy curveball, put you away with a splitter.
Womack pops it up, straight up on the left side for the shortstop Counsell. 1 out. Take a look at the defense for the Milwaukee Brewers. They're in the bottom of the league with regard to team defense. They have Jenkins, Podsednik, and Grieve in the outfield, with Helm, Counsell, Hall, Overbay, Gary Bennett doing the catching for Victor Santos. Here is Edgar Renteria. Santos makes his first start against the Cardinals.
Had a couple relief appearances in the past.
Strike 1 on Renteria, who has his average at 290.
How about Edgar? Well, when it's all said and done, those numbers get up there, don't they?
8 home runs, 42 RBIs, and he has played such a solid shortstop that if he gets out into the open market at the end of this season, he is going to command a big salary. As the pitch misses for ball 1, the Cardinals are still trying to figure out some way to fit Renteria into the budget with all of these big price hitters with Pujols, Rolen, Edmonds. But it is hard to imagine the Cardinals not finding a way to get Edgar Renteria locked up. 1 ball, 1 strike, and that's off the pitcher for a base hit. And Santos down on a knee. The Brewers hoping he's okay. That'll bring in Albert Pujols, who had that 5-for-5 afternoon yesterday. And I would imagine, Al, that maybe in the 3rd or 4th at bat, the fans at Wrigley started calling him the man, like they did up in New York for Musial decades ago.
5-for-5, 3 home run. First time in his career. Also tied a career mark with 5 RBIs. Tied a career mark with 4 runs scored. Santos, you know, one of the things about this pitcher that Pujols is facing, he has been unbelievable on the road. He's 5-0 this year. And 7-0, a 2.84 ERA and 8 starts in the road. 7-0 this season. It's the best mark in the National League on the road.
1 on, 1 out for Albert. Coming off that huge day at Wrigley. And a fastball misses inside for ball 1. As impressive as the 2 games were in Chicago for the Cardinals, you see what Albert did on the entire 6-game road trip. As impressive as the 2 wins were at Wrigley, it was the style, the grace, and the restraint the Cardinals exhibited during those 2 days. First against Zambrano, and then yesterday again. Doing it the right way for Tony La Russa. He has to be able to hold his head very high. We're hoping to talk to Tony at the end of this inning and play the interview for you later. He has to be able to hold his head very high and be very proud of the manner by which the Cardinals swept that 2-game set.
That's a great point, because you know, you really flat out have to say that some of the Cub players embarrassed the Cubs organization. And Tony could be very proud of that man right to his left and how he handled the situation against Zambrano.
1 on, 1 out, 1-1 pitch. Big rip by Pujols, strike 2. Not only obviously getting hit the first time, hitting the home run, getting hit again when it was obvious that Zambrano was trying to hit him. Showing complete restraint, almost chuckling at it, and basically walking down to first base and letting the Cubs look like the ones that were scratching and clawing and doing it the wrong way, while the Cardinals just breezed right through with a 2-game sweep. Edgar picked the right pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and that's not a bad plan. Now, when you've got 2 strikes on a hitter like Pujols and Santos is trying to waste one, why not try and swipe the base?
That's a very good point, as you've mentioned, because when he has 2 strikes, he tries to put you away with a splitter. He throws that splitter more times than not, it's going to be in the dirt. He's trying to fool the hitter, and yet it's a good pitch. It's not as hard as a fastball. It's going to be out of the strike zone most cases, and a good pitch to run on.
Now the RBI chance for Albert and or Roland. Another one in the dirt. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And this lineup really is clicking on all cylinders, where the other night you have Roland coming up in a situation where he can win the ball game with a hit at the top of the 9th inning at Wrigley Field. But the other option is, if you don't want to pitch to Roland, pitch to the guy that just pounded a home run into right center field onto the street, Edmonds. What are you going to do?
And there's no breathing room for a pitcher. Kind of look at the lineup, and it's hard to find your outs.
3 balls, 2 strikes on Pujols with 70 RBIs. That's popped up and out of play. Bennett gave it a look. It's still 3-2. By the way, the 70 RBIs for Albert puts him 3rd in the National League. So that total has really jumped up. He's number 2 in the league with 27 home runs. And his .322 average, he got crazy hot here. He might be talking Triple Crown for Albert Pujols.
There's nothing that would surprise us.
Not from him.
And he does it in relatively short time, where all of a sudden he jumps up there. .322 average now, too.
3-2 pitch. 2 on, 1 out. Scott Rowland will be the hitter, with Jim Edmonds to follow, and then Sanders, who hit that big home run in the 9th inning yesterday to give the Cardinals a 3-run lead. And as you remember, the game ended with the Cubs having the bases loaded.
Izzy just didn't think there was enough excitement in that game. He just wanted to add to it a little bit.
Just keep shoveling on that excitement. Couldn't get enough. Here's Roland with his 86 RBIs. .335 average. Hoping to finally hit 300 in a season. I think you can pretty much book that. Ball 1. This is how you drive in 86 for the season. Put up a .426 average with runners in scoring position.
You know, the odd thing, which I didn't realize, is he has 20 home runs, but 15 of them on the road.
Up and in again, 2-0 with Edmonds to follow. They were booing Sosa again today at Wrigley Field after a couple of strikeouts, but then after a rain delay, he came up and hit a home run and helped the Cubs beat the Cincinnati Reds 5-4. So the Cubs got a win today. Here's a 2-0. Roland did not get all of it. Down toward the hands, and that's into center for out number 2. And with 2 on, 2 out, here comes Jim Edmonds.
Jim Edmonds has faced Santos before, and he's 2 for 2 against him. Look at his numbers, Joe. 22, 62. And he has done a lot of damage here at home this year. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I think it's close to 327 at home.
Well, the Cincinnati, they should have had a ceremony when the ball club left Cincinnati outside the ballpark and just handed him his gold glove on the way out of the park.
They can't believe there's anybody else in contention, can they?
Not only for the catches that he makes, but the way he goes after ground balls in the outfield and the throws. Is he locked in? Leaning back and just hitting a rope for strike 1.
They're 325 at home, and you see his 15 home runs, 33 RBIs. RBIs comparable on the road, but much better home average. And a lot of that has to do with what he's been doing of late. In his last 30 games, he's hitting .352 with 27 RBIs.
Now the 0-1. A long first inning tonight. The Brewers put 2 on and left 2 on. And now Edmonds is trying to rescue the bottom of the first inning, as the Cardinals have 2 on, 2 out. Each side a hit, a walk, and a stolen base in their half of the first, with one on Edmonds.
Jim's batted or hit successfully 11 of his last 12 games, 357 with 12 runs, 6 home runs, 12 RBIs. 5-game hitting streak currently. And important to jump out there with a lead.
Two on, two out. Edmonds late. A good popping fastball from Santos, 2-2.
Santos trying to turn things around for the Milwaukee, who's lost 4 straight ball games. They're bemoaning the fact of not much offense, and their pitching staff is carrying them.
Edmonds trying to add to his RBI total of 62. That almost came back for strike 3. Instead, it's ball 3. The runners will go. Edmonds waiting for a 3-2 pitch. Hard hit, but a nice pick. That's Hall making the play, and the inning is over. The Cardinals get a hit, a walk, and leave 2. After 1, no score with Milwaukee. Enough to join us, and we'll be quick. Without going into the specific incidents in Chicago, you have to be awfully proud of the manner in which your team handled those 2 games and came away with the 2 victories. They played like champions and really acted the right way.
Well, I think it's a tough deal, Joe, because unless you get your emotions into it, you're not going to have much of a chance of success. And when you have a hot rivalry like that, your emotions are really on edge. But we kept it together and found a way to win a couple games.
And the key is to keep looking forward, right?
It's all about tonight.
Tony, thanks for the time.
Okay.
We move into the second inning. 1 ball, 1 strike on Bill Hall, the second baseman for Milwaukee. No score, each side left 2 in the first, and Woody is back to work. Good moving pitch for strike 2. You know, the Brewers come in 11.5 out behind the Cardinals, but the Cardinals holding on to the best record in Major League Baseball. Can kind of make you forget about the whole wild card situation. Ned Yost's club is only 4.5 out in the wild card standings, which right now are being led by the San Francisco Giants, who will be here this weekend. 2-2 pitch, full count.
And some fans of Milwaukee were hoping for a Cardinal letdown, and that doesn't happen with a Tony La Russa club, where he'll say, hey, Victor Santos is 7-0 on the road this year. These guys are 3 games better than you, the Cardinals, in 0-4.
That's into shallow center, might drop. It's up to Womack, and he almost came away with it. Womack had the only shot at it. It's a leadoff base hit, and Tony went about as far and turned about as far as he could. Base hit.
You go out there as an infielder, you keep on going out until you're called off. Looked like Jim Edmonds gave up on a little bit too soon as he pulls up, but there you saw Tony got it right in the webbing of the glove, tried to pull it in, and they ejected it. Edmonds was there, made the recovery, and kept it, Billy Hall, to a single, who's now 5 for 10 against Woody Williams.
Now it's Wes Helms, the former Atlanta Brave. He hits it in the air to right. That's right at Reggie Sanders, 1 out. After talking to Tony La Russa, we remind you, Cardinal fans, that we want to hear from you. Log on to stlcardinals.com. Tell us what you think of tonight's broadcast. Look for this graphic and let your thoughts be heard. 1 on, 1 out for Gary Bennett, former Philadelphia Phillies catcher. He walks in hitting .203.
Sergeant Tony Edwards, home from Kuwait. He's on a 15-day leave. He's enjoying this broadcast today, and we want to thank him and all of our soldiers for their service.
Bennett hits a foul ball. Strike 1. 93 degrees at the start of the night. The humidity, it's actually 174. That's an unofficial count.
I thought you were
Just
low.
guessing. No balls, 1 strike. Chad Moeller is the other catcher for Milwaukee. Boy, did he get off to a great start this season against Cardinal pitching. That's 1 out. That's 2 out. The inning is over. Hall was breaking towards second, lost his footing, and Renteria started a 6-3 double play off the line drive. Bottom of the second, no score. Get some more information. Call 421-3060 or log on to stlcardinals.com. Or you can get a Indiana Hoosiers basketball hat. Maybe, if that's something you would want. We go into the bottom of the second. Reggie Sanders first up, then Matheny and Taguchi. No score. Reggie rolls one over to the third baseman, and Wes Helms makes the long throw. 1 out. Ah, the majestic pigeon.
Happy 85th birthday and a speedy recovery. The former bat boy of the Cardinals back in 37 and 38. Harvey Frotzel. He's recovering from surgery at his son's home in Sikeston, Missouri. How about that? Worked for Butch Yakiman, 59 years.
Wow.
Remember Butchie? He ever scare you?
Absolutely. When I used to have to go down there and put on my ill-fitting Cardinal uniform, I used to have to hang all my stuff up, put my shoes away, and if it wasn't done right, I was in trouble. No balls, 2 strikes. He didn't really have pants that fit me, though. A round little boy, short, stubby legs.
You know, I remember telling Bertie Carbo, Bernie complained about something. He said, I was here before you, I'll be here after you.
Matheny is gone for the second out of the inning, and that's the first strikeout for Victor Santos. That was 3 pitches, and goodbye. Here comes So Taguchi, who was watching yesterday. A lot. Nice hand for So Taguchi.
Oh, that's absolutely nice play in the field. Remember, he got that little bunt base hit, swinging bunch. You know, they extended an inning, little infielder. And obviously the home run to tie it off of Farnsworth. He had 2 RBIs yesterday.
That ball is into right field, slicing, and on the move, it is Grieve who puts it away, and off we go into inning number 3. Santos threw 2 scoreless, same for Woody Williams. Third inning, Woody Williams has pitched around 2 hits. He has the pitcher Victor Santos to lead it off, and Victor, who has 1 hit in 20 at-bats, takes a strike.
Not exactly accomplished hitter.
No. Pretty good rip, but a 2-bouncer to Renteria. 1 out. This Chinook State in history. July 21st, 1975, Ted Simmons has a 4th inning home run erased because his bat is ruled illegal.
I remember that.
Cardinals played the game under protest, but beat the Padres.
And we lost the protest. Teddy
Why was it deemed illegal?
Teddy didn't realize that you couldn't groove your bat. You know, he used to take scissors and groove the bat to try and get some of the bad wood out of the grooves. Sometimes guys used to take rosin and then burn it back into those areas, but he just grooved his bat and didn't realize you couldn't do that. That's just an honest mistake.
Podsednik lines a base hit down the left field line. Taguchi, a good play to cut it off, and Podsednik is held to a single. What a play. 1 on, 1 out. That is as well as you can play that in the corner.
It's good hustle. Remember, he was a Gold Glove winner, I think, about 5 times in Japan. Slicing away from him into the corner, gets over there on 1 hop, and look at how quick he gets it back in. You don't even have to have a real strong as long as you're accurate, but if you're aggressive and get the ball back in quickly, that forces a runner to stop. Good play.
1 on, 1 out. Craig Counsell at the plate.
I want to say it was Terry Kennedy was catching. And I can remember that they waited until he hit a home run. Saw it the first time up, but when he hit a home run, then all of a sudden, catcher picked up the bat, showed it to the umpire. As soon as he touched the home plate, they called him out. Ted listened to it and then goes, he didn't realize it.
How about Gene Tennis? Could he have been catching?
He could have, but I don't think so.
Because I'm just thinking the Kennedy, that was probably before Kennedy.
Yeah, maybe that would have been in 75.
1 on, 1 out. Podsednik's running again. Matheny gets another shot at him, and this time gets him. Great quick tag by Renteria. And Podsednik is erased for out number 2. Matheny makes good on the second chance.
By the way, Mike is playing in his 246th game, a Major League record without an error. And great camera work by our great crew here in St. Louis, the best in the business, to show you exactly what that umpire saw. Great throw, good snap tag. That's about Mike's percentage. A little bit high, but 50%.
1 ball, 1 strike on Craig Counsell. Rolled over to Pujols. Whoop. That'll be an error.
Little too casual on the throw, and the 7th error by Pujols. Did the tough part of backhanding it, getting into the ball, and then you got your pitcher coming. You don't want to ease it like that. You want to throw it with a little bit of steam on it, throw it chest high right up by his face where he can see it, but see the lobs it like that, and then that messes up the timing for the pitcher coming over. And you don't have the accuracy when you lob it.
Throw to first, and Counsell gets back. After the lob that was too high, all you've hoped for was that Woody Williams would come out of that without pulling something. And now time called as Counsell might have had the wind knocked out of him, diving back into the bag. It's Jenkins now. Jeff, his first time up, fly to left. 14 home runs this season for Jenkins with a .250 average. One ball, no strikes. Woody Williams trying to pitch around an error. Good pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike. This Milwaukee team is a team that you have to try to beat before 8 innings are finished. They have one of the best closers in the game, and a guy that, even though he was an all-star, nobody talks about, Danny Kolb, who has been almost automatic.
How about he's only got 1 blown save?
Runners going. A chance for Matheny again. And a stolen base for Counsell, who went into second base awkwardly. And now a hit could give Milwaukee the lead. So these Brewers aren't standing around on a humid night. They are doing some running, and they're 2 out of 3 against the combination of Williams and Matheny.
Another short hop from Matheny, but how many times do you see a team attempt 3 steals off of Mike? Normally shuts down the running game, but they're having trouble scoring runs. They have nothing to lose, so why not push the envelope?
Now a 2-1 pitch. 3 balls and a strike.
Can't get that breaking ball. Trying to backdoor it to his left-handed batters. And Tony Mendoza won't give him a call.
3-1 on a dangerous hitter with an even more dangerous hitter on deck. Full count. Come back, Jeff.
Woody has done a good job of late of avoiding extra base hits.
What's it going to be on 3-2 to Jenkins? Cardinals will have Williams, Womack, and Renteria in the bottom of this third inning. And it's 2 on, 2 out for Overbay. Second walk by Woody Williams, and that error by Albert Pujols is, if nothing else, making Williams really work now to get out of this third. After a long day for the bullpen yesterday at Wrigley.
And it's a byproduct of an error that people don't realize, that sometimes it takes an inning away from a starter's line later on.
Overbay now with his 62 RBIs and 344 average takes the ball. Up to 46 pitches, not through 3 innings yet. Overbay his first time walked. Cincinnati lost to the Cubs. Pittsburgh leads at Atlanta in the late innings. Florida trailing at Philadelphia 1-0 in the late innings. They're in the 7th already. Hidalgo's hit another home run for the Mets, and they lead 4-1 at home over Montreal.
359 average, 4 home runs, 22 batted in since moving to the cleanup spot on June the 4th for Overbay. Leads the major leagues with 37 doubles.
Little comebacker. Woody Williams will flip it. This time the exchange works, going the other way. The inning is over. A ground out 1-3, and now the Brewers have stranded 4. Bottom of the third, Woody will lead it off. No score. Woody Williams first up for the Cardinals here in the third, and he leads it off with a base hit. The pitch was up. Williams drove it through the left side. He is 7 for 34 on the season. If he could use a pinch runner, he would. And now Barry Weinberg is going to trot out and talk to Woody Williams. Nope, just flip.
Oh, good. You know, Barry's the kind of guy that he likes a lot of airtime. I think he wondered if he just came out there just to get on TV.
No, I will not accuse him of that.
He's putting on a sliding glove.
That's a new touch, isn't
Not
it?
the batting glove, the sliding glove.
That actually shoots spider webs out of the wrist part, which is just something that Woody likes when he runs the bases. He calls himself Spidey.
You know, there's a rumor that Jim Edmonds is going to star in Spider-Man 3
I
for
heard that.
Scaling the walls.
Womack takes a ball outside. Can you imagine that conversation in the dugout? When I get on, Barry, I want you to bring me this at first base. You got it, Woody. You'll get a hit. 2-0 on Womack.
Now, is that really what an executive trainer does, or is that what your first assistant?
I don't know. I'd seem more like a bat boy duty.
I'd love to ask him about that.
Here comes a 2-0. Womack pops another one up. He has done that twice, both times to the shortstop Counsell. 1 on, 1 out. And the batter will be Renteria. The good news is Woody Williams got a hit. The bad news is on a sweltering night he has to run the bases. Renteria would like to make him trot. He has hit 8 home runs on the season. First time up, singled and stole a base. Got a base hit off the leg of the pitcher, Victor Santos.
It's going to be that get-ahead curveball.
Renteria pulled it back in time. Ball 1. Cardinals have a game tomorrow night against the Brewers, and then they will entertain San Francisco over the weekend.
How about Milwaukee's had 2 pitchers on the All-Star team? We're going to see one of them tomorrow night, and hopefully we won't see the other one either night.
That's their closer, Cole. Tomorrow night it's Ben Sheets pitching. That's foul. Sheets a 9-game winner with the league's best ERA of 2.28.
These two clubs have a bunch of 9-game winners.
Cardinals have lined up their 4 over the next 4 games. Marquis and Suppan have 9 each, and Carpenter and Morris have 10 each. How about the rotation for San Francisco over the weekend? That's a team that's fighting for the NL West, and they've played some good baseball. A bunt by Renteria. Pressure on Wes Helms. Good play. Now they've got Woody Williams hung up between second and third. And he is willing to give up after rounding the base too far. That ends the inning. A double play. I'll give you the scoring in about 9 minutes. I Am Out of Town benefits the Health Careers Foundation as Ben Grieve leads it off. That's strike 1.
And he's going to be hosting some of the event, emceeing on Sunday night at Ritz-Carlton. If you're not a golfer, you can just come Sunday night at Ritz-Carlton.
Call Judy Egelhoff at 314-770-1626 for more information. 0-1 on Grieve. His first time up, he struck out. This time he goes into left center field. Taguchi is back. 1 out. Barry Weinberg is wearing the microphone, the Cardinal trainer. Let's take a listen.
Mac. Hey, yeah. Hope I have to run that a few times.
Good job, Barry. That'll
Thanks a lot.
Good work.
That Woody, he keeps you busy, doesn't he?
He sure does. With 1 out, the batter is Bill Hall, and he takes a ball low. That was the verbal exchange after Barry threw that little hand and wrist protector out to Woody Williams after his base hit last half inning. That's up the chute and will nestle into the glove of Edgar Renteria. 2 out.
I hope he had some oxygen for Woody Williams.
Woody got caught in that rundown, and by the way, was the double play 5-3-4-6-4.
Very good.
Thanks to you to end the 3rd inning. And now we're in the top of the 4th, 2 out, nobody on.
And it's always time to eat.
The 2 out, Wes Helms takes the ball low.
That was Barry's sound effects.
Barry Weinberg, who broke in with the Yankees. His first year was the year Thurman Munson was killed in that plane crash. And of course, settled in with Tony La Russa for all those years out in Oakland. And now has been here in St. Louis since 98?
6.
He didn't come right away.
Oh, that's right. He missed at least 1 year.
Tony got here in
2.
96.
Yeah.
That's foul. Strike 2 on Wes Helms.
Our good buddy Gene Gieselman was Cardinal trainer when nearly 30 years for Gino.
There's no score. Top of the 4th inning, and Wes Helms, who fly to right his first time, is at the plate with a 1-2 count. Be nice to get Woody Williams a quick and easy inning, and then he can sit and watch Pujols roll and Edmonds go to work in the bottom of this 4th. Two-two pitch, left side base hit. So it will not be the first 1-2-3 inning of the night. The inning continues for the number 8 man, Gary Bennett.
I wish belated birthday wishes to Jim Johnson in Piedmont, Missouri, and hope your brother Danny Johnson is feeling better after his surgery. And happy birthday, Jimmy.
Bennett, his first time up, bounced into a line drive, or actually lined into a double play, 6-3. Hit to Renteria. He threw behind the runner Hall, and that ended the 2nd. Ball 1. The word is out about these Cardinals when you look around on a Wednesday night against the Milwaukee Brewers and see this kind of a crowd. 1 ball, 1 strike.
We've been challenged to get the crowds up for next midday games against Montreal, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Plenty of tickets available. Group half-price night next Wednesday against Montreal. That'll be the last time they'll be called the Montreal Expos.
So they say.
It better be, right?
The 1-1 pitch. Fastball misses high, 2-1.
I think they'll make that announcement. Tickets available for this weekend against the Giants and Barry Bonds, their only trip to St. Louis. Charge line 314-421-2400. At the Schnucks Video Club's Cardinal Team Store at Union Station, Galleria, Pushstaten, the internet, stlouiscardinals.com.
That's ripped into left field. Back at the wall is Taguchi. The inning is over. Bennett came close, but it fell short. And now the heart of the order is coming to the plate. Bottom of the 4th, still no score. Monkeys out, hit the Cardinals 4-2, no score. Bottom of the 4th inning. Tomorrow, back in action against the Milwaukee Brewers. Coverage starts at 6:30 with Cardinals tonight, right here on Fox Sports Net. And a matchup of Jason Marquis, a 9-game winner, against Ben Sheets, a 9-game winner. Should be fun tomorrow night. We hope you join us. That game will be found on FSN Midwest tomorrow night. FSN Midwest. Albert Pujols first up. Drew a walk his first time. Roland will be next, and then Edmonds. Ball 1 low. The Cardinals are undefeated in their last 11 series here at home.
Well, you could say that wherever they go. Best record on the road, best overall record.
Two and 0. Cardinals had won 10 in a row before they lost that Sunday night game against the Cubs. Trying to get back on the winning track here at Busch Stadium. A good pitch by Santos running in on Pujols, and that's Podsednik, 1 out. Albert Pujols retired for the first time tonight. Scott Rolen will hit.
Brady Clark, I think, is taking over in left field for Jenkins. Birthday boy couldn't handle it.
So we'll try to get an injury report. And there's Brady Clark turning and going to out number 2. So something happened with Jeff Jenkins. He drew a walk in the 3rd inning. And we haven't really seen him do much in the outfield. In fact, he doesn't have a put out.
So
for whatever reason, I don't know, he's out.
He's kept his airless streak intact.
That's true. It's one way to do it.
And Ned Yost many times takes Ben Grieve out late in a ball game and puts Clark in right. But his reliable outfielder, Jenkins, is the one that comes out tonight.
Now with 2 out, nobody on, Jim Edmonds is up. Trying to bun his way on with 2 out.
I'll tell you why he's doing that is because they have a abbreviated shift on, and Wes Helms is almost playing shortstop. So if he got that bunt down the 3rd baseline, he had a sure base hit, so why not take it?
Reggie Sanders on deck.
And Ben Grieve, I think he's deep enough.
On 0-1, Edmonds. Well, he was trying to go to left. It's 0-2.
And Edmonds has that great power to the opposite field. Sometimes when you try to accentuate it, and when you mess up. Got the shortstop almost behind the second base bag.
Edmonds strikes out for Santos. That is strikeout number 2. We go to the 5th. Woody Williams back to the hill. Santos first up. No score. There is no score as we go to the top of the 5th inning. And the Milwaukee Brewers will have their pitcher to lead it off. Then back to the top of the order, Podsednik and Counsell. And Woody Williams is getting along well. Pitch count is up, but so far no damage done on 4 hits. Santos lines the first pitch into right center field, and Edmonds can't cut it off. For Santos, that'll go all the way to the wall, and Victor Santos has a leadoff double. We have a couple of guests who we will talk to after we look at the replay of the double into right center field, only the second hit in 22 at-bats for Santos. And Santos just burning around the first base bag and getting into second base with a double. So the Brewers have their best scoring chance, and now Podsednik, who's 2 for 2, hitting way over 400 against Cardinal pitching this season, is at the plate. First pitch from Woody Williams is down and in, ball 1. John Kestner and Jill Pepper from Anheuser-Busch are with us, joining us here in the broadcast booth to talk about a special program that we highlighted tonight before the game, with the two getting a chance to throw out the ceremonial first pitch. And we'll talk about it after this 1-0 pitch. A bunt, and Pujols flips to Womack for a great play and an out. Santos was a statue at second base, and Podsednik just gave himself up. 3-4 on the putout, and that was well done by Womack on the back end. I'm going to ask you, Jill Pepper, to analyze what we're about to say. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that to you, Jill.
I'd be happy to give it a shot.
Now, what are we talking about? The Team Coalition and the Good Sport Program, right?
Correct. Team Coalition, it's a nonprofit organization. We're an alliance of professional sports leagues, entertainment facilities, concessionaires, the beer industry, broadcasters, and government traffic safety experts, all working together to promote responsible drinking and positive fan behavior in the ballparks. The Responsibility Habits Rewards promotion is what we launched today here at Busch Stadium with the Cardinals, where we're going to select one designated driver at the end of the season from all the fans that sign up to be responsible and be the designated driver. And that person will be the Cardinals' designated driver for the season. If the Cardinals play in the World Series, that fan gets 2 tickets to the first home game of the series at Busch Stadium.
And a car.
And the grand prize is the 2 tickets to the World Series.
And no car?
There will be no car.
Jill and John. No, it's a great program, and the point of it is you come to the ballpark, you sign up, somebody's a designated driver, and then they get a free duels or a soft drink.
Right, that's right, Joe. In fact, we've been doing it here with the Cardinals for 3 years.
Oh, really?
And this year, we're averaging about 250 designated driver signees. That's about 10,000 that we've had since the beginning of the season. And the program is just continuing to spiral, and we believe that with the Responsibility Hazards Rewards program, it's going to make it even a more interesting thing for people to get involved with.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Craig Counsell. Runner at second, 1 out, and that bounces in there. Good stop by Matheny. 2-2. This is just another part of what Anheuser-Busch has been doing with really getting on the path and beating the drum about drinking responsibly.
That's right, Joe. We've been doing this since 1982. In fact, there's even some ads we saw from the turn of the last century that we had. But since 1982, our wholesalers and Anheuser-Busch have spent almost $500 million in terms of addressing underage drinking, drunk driving, and promoting responsible drinking among adults.
Here's a 2-2. That's high, ball 3. So if I wanted to sign up, if I came down to the ballpark and had a bunch of friends with me and I wanted to get involved as the designated driver, where would I go to sign up?
Guest services location on the 3rd level as well as the 6th level. There's 2 locations in the ballpark.
And still no car if you get selected.
I will say that
Can you bring that up at the next meeting?
We'll absolutely put it on the agenda,
Okay.
but there is a promotion besides the World Series tickets. If your team does not play in the World Series, so there'll be 28 designated drivers of the season from ballparks whose teams don't play in the World Series. One of those lucky designated drivers will go to the 2005 All-Star Game in Detroit at Comerica.
I'll be there.
So there's a flight and a hotel room and 2 tickets to the All-Star Game, but still no car.
But still a very worthwhile program. By the way, Jill, that was a big strikeout that Woody Williams just picked up.
It was a nice one.
So this is something that tell me, you say 28. I'm not that smart, but I know that there are more than 28 teams, so this is something that you hope to...
There are all 30 Major League ballparks. All 30 Major League Baseball clubs are participating.
Okay.
The 2 clubs that play in the World Series, their designated drivers for the season go to get the ticket to the World Series. Of the other 28, one of them gets to go to the All-Star game.
Joe, and we don't forget the people who don't get selected for those events. Every game that we have for the Cardinals, they receive, they sign up, they receive a coupon, which gives them a free soft drink or free duels, as you mentioned. And then the name is drawn of the winner for that particular night. Now, their name goes up on the scoreboard. They get a nice shirt like this that has the Cardinals bird on the back.
We're all 3 sweating through right now.
We are very soaked, yes. And, it's just a way of thanking people for doing the right thing. And they're the real heroes here, these designated drivers.
Well, congratulations. You guys have to be awfully proud of this program, and I can't think of anything coming down to these ballparks. And I mean, we all know, or have all seen the situations where things get out of hand or people get overserved, and to realize that there's a program out there for somebody to get home safely is fantastic. Very worthwhile, and thanks for stopping by.
And we thank the Cardinals fans for taking advantage of the program.
Yes,
That's
very
great.
much.
Jill and John, thanks.
Thanks, Joe.
You.
All right. Okay. Good to talk to you. See if the Cardinals can get out of this. A leadoff double by Santos. 2 out. And now an 0-2 pitch coming from Woody Williams. Just missed outside to Brady Clark, who's getting his first at bat in place of Jeff Jenkins, who left. And we are still waiting for the word as to why. We didn't see him injure himself, and I don't know if it's fatigue from the heat or what, but as soon as we find out, we'll pass it on. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Clark, who's hitting .264. 4 homers, 23 RBIs, and he's trying to put Milwaukee on top. All the guys that the Brewers wanted to get a leadoff double. The last guy would be Santos, who clearly does not run the bases well, as Clark spoils a good pitch and stays up there. In fact, just about any other hitter in this lineup, where that ball landed and how it got to the wall, would have started this inning with a triple. Then the bunt by Podsednik. Surprised the Brewers didn't have him swing the bat with that stat we showed you. All the hits that he has had against Cardinal pitching this year. I don't know if he did it on his own or what, but bunting, he bunted into an out. Counsell struck out looking. And now it's another 1-2 pitch coming to Brady Clark. That hit Clark on the hands, it appeared. On the wrist or arm, but he didn't flinch, and he's down to first base. And now their biggest threat, Lyle Overbay, will bat with 2 on and 2 out. And Woody says, where did that hit him?
Well, I think you're also wondering if Mike Matheny is trying to say you got to make an attempt to get out of the way. There was a mild one, and probably also Tony's going to come out and say, are you sure he didn't make an effort to get out of the way, or are you sure it hit the hand and not the knob of the bat? Nope.
Tony Randazzo is the home plate umpire, and La Russa is satisfied with his explanation. So now it's Overbay for the second time tonight. Woody Williams has to get Overbay with 2 on and 2 out. He got him last time to end the third. Good breaking ball for strike 1.
Woody, when you ask him, what do you have to do or what's your out pitch, and he might tell you, oh, if I need to, I'll invent one. But a great competitor. Little here, little there, in and out, changing speeds. And he'll try to do everything he can to not throw a strike in the heart of the plate.
Here's a 1-1 pitch. Strike 2. Woody Williams again is within a strike of getting around that leadoff double and getting through 5 shutout innings.
Confidence. There's so much to do in this game, whether you're a hitter or a pitcher. I'm sure Overbay in the first half of the season had his confidence higher it's ever been. Santos out there pitching, and a lot of the pitchers, reclamation projects for Milwaukee, they'll tell you they've got the same stuff they had at other stops, but they've got confidence this year.
What will it be on 1 and 2? Runners on at first and second, 2 out. And a fastball is foul. On a night like this, if you're Woody Williams, you spend the half innings when you're not out pitching trying to replenish fluids.
We're down in that runway just below the dugout, and maybe a couple degrees cooler. Fans working on you.
1-2. Over base, strikes out. Woody Williams, great work to get around the leadoff double. Also a hit batsman in the inning, and now the Brewers have stranded 7. Halfway through it, no score. Able to relax after getting a very good hitter to end the threat at the top of this 5th inning, and our pitch-by-pitch feature is brought to you by Chevrolet.
Gets ahead with that breaking ball, strike 1, but he changed speeds, took a little off on a pitch down and away. Comes back with that breaking ball again. He's got the second strike. Fastball. He tries, after all the breaking balls, it looks pretty fast, and then he comes back with a breaking ball again, but he made sure he didn't throw a strike and got a good hitter to swing at his pitch.
Now the Cardinals will have the bottom part of the order. Sanders, Matheny, and Taguchi. Anybody gets on Woody Williams, who has one of only 2 Cardinal hits.
Mark Steghorst liked us. Now he's trying to get us fat with all these cookies, but glad he's feeling better, and hope everything goes well in your physical therapy, and we'll see you at the ballpark.
Pitch is down and away to Reggie Sanders, hitting .260 now. 16 home runs and 47 RBI. On pace for a very productive first year as a Cardinal. First year of a 2-year deal. 1-0 from Santos. 2-0.
It's all said and done. Reggie may be streaky, but the numbers will be there. And you know what's not streaky is just his personality. Always with a big smile. Always kind of a very congenial guy. Got a little needling and ribbing that is a welcome relief in that clubhouse.
On 2-0, Reggie goes up to pound one into center field. Podsednik on the move for out number 1. Hardest hit ball of the night by the Cardinals. Sounded crisp off the bat. Sinker out into center field for the first out.
Must be too hot. There's been a few balls that are hit well that just didn't get the altitude, and Podsednik drifting back, making the catch. I know Summer Jones from Memphis, she was probably rooting for that one to be a home run. She probably jumped up off her dad's lap. And a happy belated 6th birthday to Summer. That's a great name, isn't it?
Summer?
Summer.
Strike 1 on Matheny, who struck out his first time up. Struck out on 3 pitches his first time, and now he is 0-1 here. Taguchi will follow. Victor Santos, impressive tonight in his first start against the Cardinals. Good over the top breaking ball, strike 2.
Yeah, it's funny, Joe, when you look at a guy like this that, he couldn't pitch for Texas, couldn't pitch for Colorado. He was 0-4 in Colorado with an ERA at 10. Last year with Texas, 0-2 with 7 ERA.
Matheny didn't get it all. Left field for Brady Clark.
Change of scenery, and all of a sudden, maybe a little something said a little different by a pitching coach. The reinforcement of giving him the ball, and the rest is a very nice season.
It brings up again what you said earlier with the great job that Mike Maddox, the pitching coach, has done for Ned Yost.
And that's what it's all about. Ned Yost told me, with all those years with Atlanta and Greg Maddux, I said, well, I'm sure you knew Mike. He said, I did not know him. I had never spoken to him. But what I knew was standing in the outfield, particularly with clubs like the Houston Astros, Brad Lidge, Dotel, Oswald, Miller, those guys coming up and saying how much to Greg Maddux, his brother, helped those guys in the minor leagues. He said, I paid attention.
We go to the 6th. There is no score in St. Louis. A look at downtown St. Louis from across the river.
As long as you don't have a thermometer on it.
Yes.
Hey, Richard and Reva Ferguson from Jefferson City, Missouri are here today. They're celebrating their 45th wedding anniversary. Congratulations.
Ben Grieve first up. 6th inning. No score. Grieve, Hall, and Helms against Woody Williams. Chris Benson has added to his reputation, and the intrigue around him has to grow, especially with some people speculating that Randy Johnson might not get traded after all. I find that hard to believe, but if he's not, Benson is clearly the best available, and he beat the Atlanta Braves tonight. A final of 4-3, but he went deep into the ball game. 2 late runs by Atlanta. Otherwise, a dominant performance for the Pirates and Chris Benson.
It wouldn't surprise me if Johnson is not traded.
Finley grounds, or rather Grieve grounds to Womack for out number 1. Thinking of Finley, another guy who could end up getting traded. I don't know. I mean, there's certainly no. Johnson can't demand a trade, and the Diamondbacks say they have his salary budgeted in for next year, but it doesn't mean a whole lot to me. If I'm the Diamondbacks and I've got to rebuild and try to help my franchise get younger, the best way to do it is to clear some room in the salary cap.
A couple things. As you look at Walt Jockey up there, and he doesn't have a match, doesn't have the payroll, and doesn't have the combination of players to trade, and that's the key. You know, the Yankees have the money but don't have the prospects. How many clubs have the money and prospects? And then I understand there's I think 4 new investors that are telling the Diamondbacks don't trade Randy Johnson.
First pitch, a ball to Bill Hall. Now the next 2-0. By the way, Benson went 8 innings, allowed 2 runs on 5 hits, and the win down in Atlanta for Pittsburgh. Here's a 2-0 to Bill Hall with 1 out. 3-0. Think about the Pirates and all that they went through last year. All the trades they made after trying to ramp up and get ready for the new ballpark. They just keep chasing their tail.
And got nothing in return.
3-1 now on Hall, who has hit 6 home runs this season.
Giles trade be the best, but when thinking about the trades with the Cubs, not much in there. Bobby Hill.
That's down the right side for Reggie Sanders. So Woody Williams comes back from a 3-0 count, gets Bill Hall, 2 out. And the batter will be Wes Helms. The first 25,000 fans, 16 and over, with a paid admission on Sunday, July 25th. This Sunday against the Giants. Receive a calendar featuring Cardinal players and pets courtesy of Pfizer. Each month highlights a different player hanging out with a furry friend. Get information on this and other Cardinal promotions by calling 421-3060 or getting online at stlcardinals.com. Here is Helms. And there is strike 1. Wes Helms, 1 for 2.
I don't know why, but furry friends remind me to say happy anniversary to Mike and Martha Rebo.
Hey, whatever jogs your memory.
Yeah, don't think too much.
With 2 out, nobody on, Helms, strike 2. In case you didn't look at the sports section today in the Post, that's what it looks like. And below the fold, that's what that part looks like.
Going to help you read it.
Here's an 0-2. Two out with the bases empty. The Cardinals will have Williams, Womack, and Renteria in their half of the 6th. Good pitch, breaking ball, strikes out Helms. 4 strikeouts for Williams. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Double shutouts working so far. Woody will try to get it going. He already has 1 hit, no score with Milwaukee. Moment, quote of the day, this from Matt Morris after yesterday's effort at Wrigley Field. This is the happiest I've ever been after giving up 7 runs in an inning and 2/3.
You know why, that's a class statement right there. Guy is not just sulking, but was happy not only that his teammates came from behind, but that the team got the win and he didn't let them down. They were overcome and he overheated.
Woody is trying to go 2 for 2 and checks on Mike Shannon.
Talked with Matt yesterday. We pointed out how his uniform was just drenched through in the second inning of work, and the trainer said he didn't cramp up, but he was very hot and kind of they were a little concerned for a while after he left the game.
How about Woody 2 for 2? The Cardinals have a grand total of 3 hits, and Williams has 2 of them. Both have been leadoff hits.
And there's Barry again. Well, he's got a tough job, doesn't he?
It's a humid night, so he'll have to replenish the fluids after getting back to the dugout after that trip. And as he said, I mean, he didn't lie. He said, I hope to do that a few times tonight for Woody.
But you kind of said that you would think that's a bat boy's job, but carrying the microphone, you got to do it all.
That's right. Here's Womack, who was popped up to the shortstop twice.
Pitcher's got 3 of the 8 hits combined in this game.
Williams is running on a hit and run, and it goes through Hall, and Williams ends up at third base. You talk about being aggressive and being hot. Hit and run with Woody Williams running, and it's first and third, nobody out.
Wow, that's the kind of athlete he is. Remember, he was a college shortstop. Tony Womack doesn't get a hit. He's charged an error on Hall. And Woody, you know, ever alert in this game, goes first to third on this bobble right there. Hall tried to get a little bit too quick and try to think about his concept was to go to second, get the lead runner, but forgot to catch the ball first.
And so many people say good things can happen when you start runners and move infielders around, trying to defend against those runners moving. And Bill Hall commits the error. Now it's first and third, nobody out for Edgar Renteria. We understand that Jeff Jenkins left in the 4th inning due to heat exhaustion.
We could understand that.
First and third, nobody out, and a step to third, look to first, nobody moved.
That move sometimes works against veteran players, but sometimes when a young player does it to a veteran team, it's a formula for a balk.
We saw it maybe 6 years ago or so against the Houston Astros. You have to definitively step toward third before you turn around and look back to first. If it's toward home, the umpires can call a balk. Good pitch as Santos changed up. Renteria strike out. Strike one. No balls, 1 strike on Renteria, who has 42 RBIs on the season.
A lot of times you will defense Renteria to right center, but he's been hitting the ball more to left field and left center than right. You can pitch him away, though.
1 ball, 1 strike. Two and one. The big guy waiting on deck.
Brewers been talking about they having trouble scoring runs, and even when you get a good pitching performance, you still need a few runs.
Check on Womack. There has to be close to 40,000 people in the ballpark tonight.
I think there's a lot of interest in the way the Cardinals are playing right now. My good buddy Stoney Garner from Greenville, North Carolina, called me a few minutes ago.
Watching?
Yeah, when you were doing your interview, he called me up and said, "How come you're not on the air? Get back on the air."
You're always invited for those interviews, believe me. 2 balls and a strike. First and third, nobody out. Edgar Renteria trying to put the Cardinals on top, 3-1.
Joe, you and I are getting older. We're sitting up here just sweating, perspiring profusely, and then you look at Santos out there and it doesn't even look like he's broke a sweat, and he's working hard.
Hard to believe. His left fielder left with heat exhaustion. 3-1 pitch. Renteria into right field. Woody Williams will tag. He'll come to the plate, and the Cardinals lead 1-0. Woody Williams got it started, went to third on the error, and scores on the sac fly by Renteria.
How about not even an effort by the right fielder, Ben Green?
I don't understand that.
I mean, that's ridiculous in a 0-0 ball game. I mean, you still make an effort. What if Woody falls down halfway between third? Make the throw low enough to where Womack can't advance, but at least show that your pitcher that you appreciate his effort tonight. Tries to get his momentum behind him, comes in, but then he sits on the ball and just gives the Cardinals the run. No excuse for that.
On top of that, it wasn't as though he was going back when he made the catch, or that it was all that deep with the pitcher running.
The pitcher running, I mean, you never even know. What if, you know, some pitchers we know wouldn't even know how to tag up. It's a 0-0 game.
Pujols now with a runner at first, 1 out.
Folks here are booing, but I don't know how many of those guys would want to throw to Albert Pujols.
Top of that, for a guy like Womack, this is a spot where he may try to swipe one. One ball, no strikes. First time up, Albert walked. Next time up, he fly to center. 321 average, 70 RBIs, and all of a sudden 27 home runs, the second best total in the National League. Thome leads the way. Breaking ball for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Like Albert's sitting on a certain type pitch, and with the count in his favor, he was content just to take the off-speed breaking ball.
One on, 1 out. Pujols has spun out of there.
Fastball trying to go up and in, but he was not going to miss over the middle of the plate, and he didn't. Takes off a little bit, and Albert gets out of the way. Got a letter from Abe Weisberg, supervising dispatcher retired Philadelphia Fire Department, telling his young firefighters from Philadelphia about Albert Pujols. We didn't get the letter until today, but you're right. He's one of the best.
Here comes a 2-1 pitch. Womack is running. Pujols pops it up. Womack's got to get back. He doesn't know where the ball is. The thing was hit so high that Womack had a chance to slide into second, get up, find the ball, run back to first, and not get doubled off. 2 out now. We'll give you a Hardy's hot pitch of the game, and it was that pitch up and in to get Albert off the plate. And you know what happened after this. Pujols ends up popping up for the second out here in the 6th.
But that pitch is in his mind as he changes speeds, and you kind of pull off the pitch a little bit, popping it up. There wasn't any tent other than trying to go inside and up a little bit, but it did become an effective hot pitch.
Now it's rolling. Scott 0 for 2. 1-0. The Cardinals lead as we play in the bottom of the 6th. Nothing else. Santos is wearing out Womack with all of these dives back to the bag.
I would think he's wearing himself out a little bit too, but looks like Tony's feeling the effects more than Santos.
Strike one.
A little short, tight break to that curveball. But the way some of the Cardinal hitters have taken it early in the count, they're sitting on the fastball. If he gets 2 strikes, he likes to throw that splitter.
The 0-1. Good fastball to get it past the bat of rolling 0-2. This will probably be it for Santos. He's due up second in the top of the 7th. Bennett, then the pitcher spot, then Podsednik.
And they're just starting to get some guys stirring in the Milwaukee bullpen. Won't take them long to get ready, though.
The 0-2. Ball 1.
Jeff Bennett, for Tim Garcia's information, threw a imaginary pitch on the mound with Milwaukee. No ball, no glove, and no catcher.
He's stirring now.
He's anticipating. Up and in.
Womack running. Roland fouls it back, and Womack has to go back to first.
Tony's blowing. Jim Wolf saying, "Hey Tony, you want some oxygen?"
What a difference he's made.
You know what? That is a great point. Tony Womack, he is a big part of that offense and the catalyst.
There's no way he'll run here. There he goes. Inning over. Woody Williams started it with a blue pit. Was off and running on a hit and run, went to third on an error by the second baseman, and scored on a sac fly by Renteria into the 7th, 1-0 Cardinals. You can explore Cardinal baseball by arriving at the game in your new Ford Explorer with up to $5,000 cash back or 0% APR for 60 months. It's the smart way to get to the game. Only at your quality Ford stores, your home run to Cardinal baseball fun. Woody Williams has done everything he can tonight. He has thrown 6 shutout innings. He has struck out 4. He's allowed no runs on 5 hits. He has 2 hits, and he scored the only run of the night.
Ross Neal feels like he was left out. It's his birthday today, too, 46. Usually our audio tech for the visiting team.
That's down in the corner, foul. It's Bennett now. They've got the pitcher Santos in the on-deck circle, but there is action for Milwaukee out in their bullpen.
Well, they may wait and see what happens if they get if Bennett gets on. Santos could sacrifice him, or if he doesn't get out the way Santos is pitching, he might leave him out there. But Adams is ready if needed. 1 pitch and you're ready today.
Here comes an 0-1 pitch to Gary Bennett. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bennett leading off, takes ball 2. Outfield playing Bennett to hit it the other way. Bennett, his last time up, sent Taguchi just about to the wall in left center field to end the top of the 4th. Hitting an even 200 now. 2-2.
Woody out there in the 7th inning, and so no problem with the bullpen. Extended work yesterday, 7+ innings. We're now into the part of the bullpen where you've got help.
The 2-2 full count.
Ray King is throwing in the Cardinals pen. And I know Steve Klein and Ray King expect to get a lot of work on this homestand with Milwaukee and San Francisco with a lot of left-handed hitters.
Now a 3-2 to Bennett. Got him looking. Bennett thought he had walked. That was a good pitch. 1 out. 5 strikeouts for Woody Williams.
Set up away. He threads the needle just down and away.
And now we will have a pinch hitter. Coming off the bench will be Chris Magruder, who got a start yesterday when the Brewers were playing in Cincinnati. And so he'll pinch hit for Santos, who goes 6 innings, allows 1 run on 3 hits. It's an unearned run. What's on Tap is brought to you by Budweiser. Grab a cold, fresh Budweiser. It's game time. Brewers and the Cardinals tomorrow night. Cardinals tonight, 6:30 on FSN Midwest. Ben Sheets against Jason Marquis. Magruder batting here in the 7th.
Switch hitter here, but nice job by Santos. 1 unearned run on 3 hits.
He walked 1 and struck out 3.
2 for 6 as a pinch hitter, this batter that Woody's facing.
Breaking ball in for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Purchased from AAA on July the 4th when Junior Spivey went on the DL.
Strike 2.
Played in the major leagues with Texas and Cleveland during parts of 2001, 2, and 3. 280, 6 home runs, 39 RBIs in 75 games in Indianapolis.
Still 1 and 2. You think about the trading deadline coming up, and you wonder what the mindset is of Walt Jocketty. I mean, obviously you want to try to make this team as good as you can. But how much better can it get? How much do you want to tinker with it? And what sort of upgrade can you make without disturbing the feel of this team? As Magruder strikes out, 2 down. I mean, they keep saying that they want another guy for the bullpen, but then who goes? Or if you get a more established left fielder, then somebody squeezed out there that's been a big part of this ball club.
Well, you know what? I agree with you 100%. And, you know, you're really keeping that bench sharp by playing somebody in the field every day in left field. You know, Cal Eldred, the last man on the totem pole down there in the bullpen, is the unsung hero. He was the hero yesterday, but a guy that can throw strikes when he's not being pitched, keep a happy disposition, never complain. You know, be very supportive of all of his teammates. There's not a lot of guys like that who are running around. And as you said, who do you take off this team? Nobody deserves to go.
Cardinals have played over 850 innings this season. And if you're Cal Eldred, you have pitched a grand total of 35 2/3.
3 big innings yesterday, you know, allowed the offense the opportunity to start inching back in the game. Then Kiko took over for 2 perfect innings. You know, that's what won the game, is the bullpen.
The only thing Tony La Russa's done wrong in the last 3 weeks was botch that foul ball that just headed to him as he tried to catch it with his hat. Other than that,
come on, Tony, get with the rest of the team.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Woody Williams couldn't possibly strike out the side in the 7th inning at the tail end of a long, hot night, could he? No,
nope.
But he has a 1-2-3 7th. Great work by Woody Williams as Albert Pujols has to save a wide throw by Womack, and we go into the bottom of the 7th. Time to stretch. Woody's doing his thing. Still 1-0 St. Louis. Is the inning. Jamie Hannigan is today's merchandise winner in the Hyundai Long Drive Inning Sweepstakes. The Cardinals hit a home run in the 7th. Jamie qualifies for the Hyundai Santa Fe drawing in September. To register, visit a St. Louis area Hyundai dealer. Cardinals will have the right guys coming up to try to make Jamie happy. Edmonds, Sanders, and then Matheny. Our call to the bullpen is brought to you by the St. Louis Renaissance Grand Hotel.
This guy's done a nice job, Mike Adams. He's never faced the Cardinals. This is his 21st appearance. Opponents are batting 174 against him, and he's been even better in 9 road games this year. 1-0 and a 0.64 ERA.
Jim Edmonds is first to face him. Jim is 0 for 2. He grounded out, struck out. You said it. It's worth saying again that a very good outing and impressive by the 9-game winner Victor Santos. 6 innings, no earned runs, 1 run total, 3 hits. That's it. This Cardinal team, although I'm sure there's got to be some emotional letdown coming off that series in Chicago, came rolling into this game with all the confidence in the world. And Adams, we can already see, throws hard. Ball 1 outside.
Well, you know how Tony La Russa is, and concentrating on pushing. This game is the most important, but you know, it's easy to do that when you talk about a Milwaukee ball club that already has a better record than you in head-to-head matches.
2-0. Mind game.
Mind games is exactly it. You know, everybody knows how hot it is. You know how tired you are, but you've got to trick yourself and to go out there and push even harder, get a bigger lead.
Edmonds takes strike 1. .284 average for Edmonds. That's outside, 3-1. Cardinal bullpen is quiet. Brewers will have the 2, 3, and 4 hitters in the 8th.
Texan is Mike Adams.
And a guy who just gave up a leadoff walk is Mike Adams. Only the 2nd walk picked up by the Cardinals tonight. Speaking of tonight, the Best Damn Sports Show period, they talked to Twins outfielder Torrey Hunter about Minnesota's quest to win their 3rd straight AL Central title. They check in with a resident of Planet Lovetron, NBA legend Daryl Dawkins. That's the Best Damn Sports Show period tonight at 11, only on Fox Sports Net.
That's where Daryl lives now, or?
Planet Lovetron.
Oh. Haven't visited that one yet.
I don't think the world has heard enough about what's going on in the NBA right now.
What's the Worm up to?
Saw him the other night.
That's what I saw. I thought, but I didn't catch it.
I don't know if he actually realizes he's on television when he's on those shows. You talk about squeezing every drop out of an act. He has accomplished that. Strike 1 to Reggie Sanders. One ball, 1 strike on Reggie.
He's got a little 5-game hitting streak on the line, 353 average, pair of home runs during that time.
Check on Edmonds. And Jim gets time to do a little work on the dirt in the area where he takes his lead. Reggie Sanders tonight is 0 for 2. He hit the ball back in the 5th inning harder than any Cardinal has hit it tonight. Went up and hit a line drive into center field that sent Podsednik back near the track. But He is 0 for 2 and hitting .259. Mike Adams walked the leadoff man. He's behind in the count to Reggie Sanders. Popped up. Sednick will go get it. 1 on and 1 out. Batter will be Matheny, who is 0 for 2. It's going to be an interesting decision for Tony La Russa in the 8th with the lefty Counsell, and the right-handed hitting Clark, and the lefty Overbay, another lefty Grieve. He's got Ray King loose. And even though Woody Williams had a perfect 7th and has retired 7 straight, hasn't allowed a hit since the leadoff man in the 5th, his night may be finished.
Well, but you know, Woody Williams, you know, he's going to be lobbying to stay in this ball game. But you're right. That's the fun thing. That's the beauty of the National League, where you can second guess.
Strike 1 on Matheny. Mike looks down at Jose Oquendo. And you see Tony La Russa shaking his head, looking out to Jose Oquendo.
No, Jose.
He was going through the signs.
Like, did you put down the wrong side? No, I don't want that one.
1 ball, 1 strike. So again, from La Russa to Oquendo to Matheny and Edmonds. See, as he just blinked his left eye, that means something. It means that a moth just flew by now. Now Edmonds is running. Hit and run was on, and Edmonds is going to steal the bag. Awkward slide into second by Edmonds. He started to slide awfully late. He came up hobbled.
It's his 3rd steal, and like you said, that knee looks like kind of got that knee tucked behind him and hit hard on it. Could have been a strawberry or something, but Mark O'Neill will come out and check him out. Tony's kind of check to see that he's had knee surgeries, I want to say, on both of them, and maybe multiple times.
He says he's all right. He sends O'Neill away, but Tony La Russa wants to hear it for himself.
Oh, he's going, I got out here this far. I need to get a little air, so bear with me.
Tony started to run away, and Edmonds took a couple of steps with him. Tony turned around like, you coming with me? Or no, he's not. He's going to stay in the game. One ball, 2 strikes on Matheny. Now, if Matheny gets a base hit to the outfield, Jim will have to trust that knee and try to scoot home.
The best thing is for Jim out there to be on his feet and kind of stretch it out. Mike could help him out with a trot home.
Two and two.
Now Woody looking at Tony saying, Tony, I want to grab my helmet and bat.
Ray Langford has grabbed a bat, and he's standing in the spot where La Russa usually stands in the dugout. Now a 2-2 pitch, full count. The decision will be real easy for Tony La Russa if the number 9 spot comes up here in the 7th.
Yeah, because there'd be a scoring opportunity.
Right now there's a runner at second, 1 out. The Cardinals need another base runner to make that happen. To the shortstop. Counsell takes care of Matheny, 2 out. And it will be up to Taguchi. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the St. Louis Cardinals LLC and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of the game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the St. Louis Cardinals LLC. And Cardinal Baseball, a production of Bud Sports, and is an exclusive presentation of Fox Sports Net. Edmonds went second to third on that ground ball to short.
He tried to disrupt Counsell, the shortstop, as he tries to get in the way of this ball. But good concentration by Counsell. Didn't have the base runner disturb him.
How big would a 2-out base hit from So Taguchi be here?
Be huge.
Langford is standing in the on-deck circle. Taguchi waits. Taguchi pops it foul, backing out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike.
It does appear that Woody's night is through, and what a night he did. 7 shutout innings. And he got better as the game went along, retiring the last 7 in a row.
How about that?
Yeah. Ooh.
Reaching for it. That's strike 2.
The more he stays up there, the more they get a read on this right-hander who's never faced the Cardinals prior to tonight. Kind of reminds you of the body frame of Toby Borland.
I'll give you that.
Right?
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Is he still pitching someplace? He is, isn't he?
I think so. Lanky right-hander. Trying to keep the Cardinals from adding to their 1-0 7th inning lead. 2-2. And Taguchi in a battle. Lee Williams now smiling down in that dugout.
Well, you know, he's such a tough competitor, and
he's finished, by the way. He's not going back out there doing that stuff.
Not with that smile on, and not kind of
putting his hat on
casual as he is.
Here's the 2-2. Inning is over. Awesemo 2000, Woody Williams, fantastic. You can't do any better. He is finished. He's packing up.
The man did good. The old man did all right today. 7-0 is pretty good.
It is pretty good.
I don't know how you can improve on the first 7, can you?
Probably, maybe could have got, no, you got 2 hits too. So.
You got 2 hits?
2 hits, scored a run. Maybe you should have got picked off second. You could have got another run.
Got a little crazy. A little crazy running.
A little crazy.
He was excited.
From the mouth of Barry Weinberg, talking to Chris Carpenter, watching the night for Woody Williams. He was fantastic, and now it's a call to the bullpen. Brought to you by the St. Louis Renaissance Grand Hotel. Ray King is first out of the pen. And as those guys were talking about in the dugout, you can't do any better than Woody Williams giving you 7 innings on a night like this.
Well, not only that, but he was active. He scored the only run. He had a pair of hits. Fields his position, got stronger as the game went along, and now he turns it over to the very solid Cardinal bullpen. And Ray King, more appearances than anybody else out of the chute, and lefties are batting only 161.
Cardinals made a double switch when they brought King in the game. They put Ray Langford in the outfield batting 9th. He's in left, so Taguchi moves from left to right. Reggie Sanders is out for the rest of the night. Here comes an 0-1 to Counsell. 1 ball, 1 strike. You're going to have a left-hander ready. Now is the time with Counsell, then Clark the righty, then the lefty Overbay if anybody gets on Grieve. Here's a 1-1. Strike 2. 2 perfect pitches over the outside corner from King.
Ray started the season where he had a little bit of control problems, but he's ironed that out. Been very, very steady. He ended a 30-game scoreless streak in Chicago on July the 11th.
Counsell's going to start this inning with a flare caught by Renteria. Great jump on that ball. and read it for out number 1.
It's a soft humpback liner and allowed his defense to get underneath it. It's like Womack was closing, but Edgar was right there. How about that? June, 13 games, 0 ERA. July, 2-0, 1.29. That's when he allowed that 1 run to score, snapping that 30-game scoreless streak.
Klein was giving his buddy King some trouble a couple of weeks ago when King was talking about being disappointed not going to the All-Star game as a setup reliever. Tom Gordon represented the Yankees as a setup man. Joe Torre picked him. And the numbers that Ray King has put up this season, he has every reason to be disappointed. There have been setup relievers taken. Problem is, for King, he is one of many, not only in the league, but on his own team, doing a good job setting up Isringhausen.
Yeah, it's a phenomenon that has happened a little bit last couple years, but it's not, doesn't happen often. Remlinger was one of the few in Atlanta that was picked, and oftentimes they got to be picked by their own manager.
Yeah, there's a little favoritism. The Cardinals win it all this year. Tony La Russa can take them next year.
Right.
Here comes a 2-1 to Brady Clark. 3-1. With their big bat, Lyle Overbay on deck. Funny how things work. Jenkins left in the 4th inning due to heat exhaustion. Would even be a better situation for a left-hander if he was still in the ball game. Lefty, 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 lefty.
Yeah, and Clark probably would have been hitting for Grieve if they would have gotten to him.
3-1. A 1-out walk. There's the tying run. That will bring in Lyle Overbay, number 2 in the league in average. The Sports List, the new show that counts down the 10 best and worst of everything and anything in sports. Tomorrow, find out what were the 10 most shocking upsets in sports history. The Sports List with host Summer Sanders. Tomorrow at 5, only on FSN Midwest. Time called now as
something gets away from the left field stands, falls onto the field. Baseball. Nice
and
job,
flipping it up into club 70 is Ray Langford out in left. That gives Matheny a chance to go out and talk to Ray King. $37,000 plus at the ballpark tonight.
Philadelphia wins. Atlanta loses. Mets win. Tightens up in the East.
That's wide. Ball 1 to Overbeck.
San Francisco and San Diego were playing out on the coast.
And because of the wild card, everybody's looking at San Francisco, San Diego. The Cubs have to pay attention to it. Even the Brewers, who, as we said, start the night 4.5 out in the wild card chase.
How about the Rangers have 4th most wins in baseball?
Or as shocking as the Cardinals' position is in the National League Central, that's as surprising what they've done in the AL West with the kind of pitching they started the season with.
And they beat Anaheim tonight 3-2.
Here comes a 1-1 to Overbeck. 1 on, 1 out, tying run at first. 8th inning. The 1-1, Overbay, strike 2. Overbay tonight is 0 for 2 with a walk. Defensively, they play Lyle to pull. Tying run at first, 1 out, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Might be. Renteria will step, fire, and got it! Double play. 6-3 double play. Tremendous effort by Edgar Renteria. Cardinals caught a break when Ray King missed it altogether. And this is what Renteria did with it. Stopped, back to the bag, threw off his back foot, and still turned it. Today's connection of the day is brought to you by SBC Yahoo DSL. And it's Renteria up the middle, somehow able to get back to the bag, throw off balance, and get enough on the throw to get Overbay on the double play.
So that's why he's the best all-around shortstop in the National League. That's a terrific athletic play and shows you his arm strength. We know what he can do with swinging the bat. 2-time Gold Glove winner and Silver Slugger Award winner.
Here's Luis Vizcaíno taking over for the Milwaukee Brewers. Call to the bullpen is brought to you by the St. Louis Renaissance Grand Hotel. He will deal with Langford, Womack, and Renteria. This guy's had a very good year out of the bullpen, setting up Danny Kolb, the closer for Milwaukee.
He's got good stuff, man. He's a guy that, you know, had one of those great arms, but just didn't have the consistency, and now he's putting it all together, and it's a good pitching staff.
Our home run feature brought to you by Suntrip Automotive Family. Their Win One for the Kids charity fund, donating $100 for every Cardinal home run hit. 122 on the season, none tonight. Langford hitting .259, 5 homers, 19 RBIs. Vizcaíno's first pitch of the night ties up Ray, strike 1. Cubs won today. Houston has a 1-0 third inning lead at Arizona.
Sometimes you try to stop your swing there and you can really injure that wrist, and that appears to be what's happened with Ray. Been trying to shake it out.
We've seen him do that earlier this season.
Get everything going forward. You try to stop, and that wrist comes through and pops it a little bit. Bone on bone.
Vizcaíno, third pitch of the night for Milwaukee as Langford cuts it loose, 0-2.
Sometimes the pitcher might see hitter do that and then try to work him back inside.
Vizcaíno can throw hard. I would imagine if the price were right, this is a guy that some teams would have interest in heading toward the trading deadline. The 0-2. 0-1. Mike DeJean, who the Cardinals picked up from Milwaukee last year, is back in the National League after signing on with Baltimore. Had a rough first half, and now he's with the Mets. A 1-2. 2-2.
Vizcaíno, another pitcher they acquired from Texas. He will be arbitration eligible next year, so still a very inexpensive pitcher and option.
Langford strikes out, 1 away. That'll bring in Tony Womack. Saturday, August 7th, first 12,000 kids 12 and under with a paid admission receive a Build-A-Bear Workshop Fredbird. Fredbird will have his own bird condo featuring Grant's Farm and their 50-year anniversary. To kick off Build-A-Bear Workshop Day at the ballpark, Reggie Sanders will be at the Build-A-Bear Workshop in the Galleria on July 9th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. A great operation they've got going there at Build-A-Bear Workshop.
Oh, yeah. It's like Gary Bennett motion to both his corners, first and third. Womack may drop down a bunt. Sometimes you do that just to tell the batter that, hey, we're aware of it. Defensively, we're looking for it. And Helms is definitely in at third base as Overbay is backed up at first.
On 1-1, Womack pops it up. Shallow center, and Podsednik coming to get it. 2 out. Well, what's coming up after the game on the Midwest Sports Report? Jim Hayes goes one-on-one with tonight's star of the game. Also, continue to look at Bell Reef Country Club. Tonight we'll see just how lucky hole number 7 looks from above. Plus, Howard Balzer explains why he thinks this could be Marshall Faulk's biggest season yet. It's tonight, right after the game on the Midwest Sports Report. 2 out, nobody on. Renteria. Ball 1 inside. In the 9th inning, against maybe a combination of Ray King and Jason Isringhausen, it will be Ben Grieve, and Bill Hall, and Wes Helms. I could see Tony La Russa leaving Ray King out there for the leadoff hitter Grieve. And he is afforded that luxury by using a double switch when he brought King in.
Kind of scares you a little bit for that Kieschnick, that relief pitcher. The only left-handed option for when Tony brings in Izzy.
He took Izzy deep last year.
There he is. He was intentionally walked earlier this year. Kieschnick, first time that had happened to a pitcher, I think, since Donnie Robinson in the 70s.
But talking about a guy who tried to make it as an outfielder.
That was 84.
And he then made a late career change and tried to make it as a pitcher, and he does a little bit of everything for Milwaukee. Here comes a 2-1 pitch. Renteria fouls it. 2-2. Combination of Woody Williams and Ray King so far has allowed the Milwaukee Brewers no runs on 5 hits. The Cardinals have only 3 hits all night. Woody Williams, 2 of them.
And Renteria has the other.
And the only RBI with a sac fly.
Nice game defensively.
Renteria's been a part of that. 2-2 pitch. Will count with Pujols next. After an 11-8 slugfest yesterday, 1 ball after another leaving Wrigley Field, Cardinals come home and are involved in a 1-0 8th inning game with Milwaukee. Here's a 3-2 to Renteria. Ground ball to short for Counsell. Backs up. He gets away with it. We go to the 9th inning. It will be Grieve to lead it off. Then Hall and Helms. Still 1-0. St. Louis on top. On a warm, muggy night, we go to the 9th inning, and instead of Ray King to deal with Grieve, it will be Isringhausen to start the 9th inning fresh. And it will be Grieve, Hall, and Helms, with the Cardinals leading 1-0.
5 consecutive 20-save seasons for Izzy. He's converted 14 of his last 15 save opportunities, and he's 10 shy of his career high of 34. You know, a lot of these closers, and Izzy's had trouble with control lately, a lot of times they would prefer to start the inning fresh, and that may be the deciding factor here.
Grieve has hit 4 home runs this season, hitting .266, and he takes the ball. Grieve tonight is 0 for 3. That was against Woody Williams, whose 7th win is hanging in the balance. Good pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Cardinals win. They will go to 60-34, 26 games over the 500 mark.
You want to see how good the Cardinal scoreboard personnel is? They got a guy up there on point, ready to change the win total on our Budweiser leaderboard.
The Yankees have won tonight. Cardinals trying to stay ahead of them with number 60.
Man, they're quick.
There's no doubt he swung at that pitch. 2-2.
Cousins, third base umpire, with the call. Boy, we mentioned the home plate umpire, I think, one time, haven't we? Called a very good game.
Tony Randazzo. 2-2 pitch.
Oh, Tony. How could you let that one go?
I must be seeing things. That looked like it was a perfect pitch. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Right after we say the guy's name.
Now everybody knows who he is. I thought it was a bit inside. So did Tony.
Here's a 3-2. Got him anyway. A 2 bouncer to Womack. 1 out. Rob King is standing by, waiting to give us a sneak peek on what's coming in our way.
Thanks. Here's what's coming up after the game. Complete highlights, post-game reactions from the clubhouse, Tony La Russa's live comments, and John Hadley taking your phone calls. Plus, what will Marshall Faulk's role be with the Rams this year? All that and more tonight after the game. Now back to Joe and Al.
Thank you, Rob. 1 out, nobody on, and Bill Hall is at the plate. Isringhausen gets a lefty, and now Hall swinging for the fences. Strike 1. What a difference from last year.
Well, not only that, Joe, but that's in 1-run games. I don't know if this team was capable of winning 1-0 games a year ago.
Here's an 0-1. Breaking ball is on the inside corner, and Hall yells at Tony Randazzo. 0-2. Look at how far out of the batter's box he is.
Well, that umpires don't like that, so I think Phil Hall better be very careful with anything that's close.
He may strike out and then get kicked out.
Look how far set up outside.
Why not?
Well, that's what you do. If you're the pitcher and catcher, Mike Matheny, say, hey, and then he accentuated it by going outside and making sure that Izzy wasn't going to leave anything where he could get hurt.
Here's a 1-2. Breaking ball got him. 2 out. Our Bud Light play of the game brought to you by Bud Light. Fresh, smooth, real. It's all here. A sacrifice fly for the only run of the night to score Woody Williams. Edgar Renteria delivered it for his 43rd RBI of the season.
And once again, no play, no throw from the right fielder in a 0-0 game.
And the Cardinals win their 60th of the season. Helms went, strike 1. Isringhausen has been getting regular work. Early in the season, he couldn't find save opportunities.
Yeah, that was the point. He wasn't even getting much work and never any save opportunities. The Cardinals were blowing out teams.
Breaking ball, strike 2.
You think this city of St. Louis and Cardinal Nation is starting to get pumped about this team?
37,104 at the park on a Wednesday night to watch the Brewers and Cardinals play.
Yeah, the Brewers are a good ball club. Cardinals just a little better. A lot better.
1 run better tonight. Here's an 0-2. Isringhausen let one fly.
Yeah, Izzy throwing the ball very well. But, I'd like the fact that he's incorporating that curveball more into his repertoire again.
Breaking ball is grounded foul.
Times it seemed like he gave up on the curveball and the fastball and was just going so much with the cutter.
Another 1-2 pitch to Helms. Cardinals win. Number 60. One win more than the New York Yankees, and the Cardinals get a victory and have won 11 of their last 12 here at home. Our final score 1-0. Woody, the win. Midwest Sports Report is now.